What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching another video. If you watched my last video, I am wearing the same thing because it's the same day, but I'm going to be introducing you guys to my new car that I just purchased. And I don't know if by sitting in it or seeing the inside, you guys can maybe get a hint of what it is. Well, it's going to be the title and the thumbnail anyway, so you will know what it is. But I found a really clean example of this car. And it wasn't the car that I was originally looking for to add to the channel. I was looking to get maybe another Miata. I was looking to get possibly like a Mazda SP3. Like, I was looking for something different, but there's a big reason why I bought this specific car, and I will tell you guys why in the next part of the video. Okay, guys, so if you didn't know, and you don't know what I'm sitting in, obviously it's another Volkswagen, and if you know interiors of Volkswagens, you guys know that I'm sitting in a Mark V. This is a Mark V Rabbit. Now, the reason I bought this is pretty simple, and it's more of like a nostalgia thing. I've never had a Rabbit. This is my first Rabbit, but my first car, if you guys did not know, I probably mentioned it in videos in the past, but was a Mark V Volkswagen Jetta, and I'll put a picture of it on the screen. I did a lot of stuff to that car. That car was bagged, full exhaust, you know, it was basically everything you could do to the 07K platform. And I love that car. I had that car for like 4 or 5 years. Again, that was my first car. And then I ended up getting rid of it and getting into something else. And there's a lot of stuff out right now for this platform. A lot of people are boosting them. People used to do them in the past, obviously, but now it's like a regular thing, or a more regular thing, that you see people boosting these cars. And when I was younger, 17, 18, and I had my Jetta, I always wanted to do something like that. I wanted to build the Mark V that I couldn't afford back then. And now that I'm older, you know, looking 11, 12 years down the line, and I can afford to modify a car in the way that I want to, I decided it was time to take a crack at this again. Another thing I know you guys are gonna ask, but no, Audi's not gonna be sold. I still have my Tiguan, that's my daily. I love that thing. This is just a toy to add to the channel. I don't know if you guys are interested in this kind of platform. Not many people online do stuff with these cars. I'm not sure what direction to go with either. Like, I do want to boost this eventually because I think that will be so cool. These cars just sound so good, and putting a turbo on it is like a dream for any 07K owner. Now, guys, let me tell you a little bit about this Rabbit and why I decided to buy this, because I think I got an absolute steal. First of all, this is a one-owner, very well-maintained Mark V Rabbit. It has 41,000 original miles. Guys, this is like a 15 to 20-year-old car. And it has 41,000 original miles. I think I purchased the lowest mileage Rabbit in the country for sale. And I think I got it for an absolute steal. I don't know what you guys think. I'll be 100% transparent on what I paid for it. I paid $5,500 for this car. Plus shipping, it came out to almost $5,800 for this Mark V Rabbit. Now, let me tell you something. If you find these cars online for sales, a lot of people are selling them for 5 to 7 grand with 100-something thousand miles on them. And this one is extremely clean. It is not perfect. When I show you guys the walk around the outside and the inside more in depth, I'll show you guys what is not perfect on the car, because there are a couple of things from interior and exterior that, you know, are a little dinged up, and that's to be expected from a car that's almost 20 years old. But again, for me, it's insane what I paid for this car. With the mileage being one owner, well maintained, I think you really can't beat this purchase for what I paid. The one thing I really love about this platform in particular is it is super reliable. This 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine is arguably Volkswagen's most reliable non-diesel engine. These things are tanks. People take them to 200, 300, 400, even 500,000 miles with no problems. These engines last. They're super strong, and again, they're extremely reliable. My old Mark V Jetta, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I absolutely abused that car from when I bought it when I was 17 till when I got rid of it when I was like 21, 22 years old. So that car was abused for 4 to 5 years straight, and that car never left me shredded one time. That car was insane on how well it handled everything that I threw at it. And number two, guys, I mentioned it before. these engines sound so good. They literally call this platform like the Mini Gallardos from Lamborghini. Like, they literally sound like an exotic car when you put a good exhaust on them. I'm absolutely going to put an exhaust on this car. It's going to get lowered on coils, going to put some nice wheels and tires. I'm going to make this into a nice handling / quick car if I do end up boosting it. Definitely is going to get some mods. I'm probably going to start off with some cosmetic and performance, like little by little here and there. But I'm not going to go crazy into the performance mods until I really know what I'm going to do. A lot of companies like SPA, they make intake manifold, turbo manifold. A lot of people have really cracked into them. I'm going to get a UM tune with a 550cc injector tune, again, from UM if I do go that route. But I might do the little bolt-ons that the car needs first, like the SRI manifold, vacuum pump delete, again, exhaust, probably an intake, and then from there, I'll take it to the next level. I don't think I'm going to tune the car. Well, I'm going to have to do the intake manifold. I'm still on the fence about a lot of stuff. I'm trying to think of the best route to take, guys. Maybe you guys can help me in the comments of what route to take with this car. But it's definitely going to be more of a looker / fun driver rather than like a very fast, like crazy performance car. That's what I have my S3 for. My S3 is more than quick enough, fast in my opinion. This is going to be more of like a hop in, have fun, and sound good, all of that put together. Just a nice, fun little cruiser car that I can bash on and you know, it won't break. Also, this is a base model, so no heated seats, no sunroof, no power, well, besides the power windows, no like power seats. It's a very base model Rabbit, and that's kind of what I wanted, because if I do want to make this car quicker, I do want to have the lightest version of the car possible. So I was looking for a base, and I was very stuck between going for a Mark 6 Golf or, again, the Mark 5 Rabbit. I know I just wanted a two-door and a hatch. I did consider the Jetta again, but I've had them, and it would have made my teenage self happy if I did this to a Jetta, but I think I wanted just the lightweight with the hatchback. I think there's just something about it. I already have a sedan in the S3, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I know I wanted a two-door and a hatchback, so it was either between this or the Mark 6 Golf, and essentially I was open to both, but I was trying to look for the best deal. I was considering a Mark 6 Golf that I found, but it was a little more than this, and it was over 100,000 miles, and when I found this, I was like, I was heavily debating buying that car. It was very clean, it was well maintained as well, but when I found this, I was like, no, you know what, let me get the Rabbit, and that's exactly what I did, guys. And honestly, I don't regret it. I think this car is great. It's been fun to drive. I've been driving the past couple of days, and it's been great. Again, I love this platform. This puts me back to like when I was in high school and trying to be the cool kid with the loud car and, you know, all the dumb stuff that we do as teenagers. And I don't know, this really brings me back, and it makes me happy, and getting a good deal is why I went that route. I easily could have gotten another Miata. I could have gotten the Speed 3 that I wanted, because I've always wanted a Speed 3 even when I was in high school, but this was the first car, or the first platform that I got into, is what got me into cars. And now that I'm about to build one the way I know I can now, because I have the funds available to do so. When you're obviously a high school or a college kid, you don't have the money to do these things, but now that, you know, being an adult, a 30-year-old, it'll be amazing to get this car where my 17, 18-year-old self would have wanted to get it back in the day. I don't think there's any reason to do any like pulls, guys, because this car is not fast. This is, you know, 150 to 170 horsepower car. Like, these cars are not quick whatsoever. The one thing that I do like about these cars, though, is that they do rev pretty high, and that's like the really cool thing about them, is they are high revvers. And once you get a tune, you can rev these out to like 7,000, 7,200, and they love to sit at red line, high RPMs. They love it. So that's why I'm debating maybe getting like a stage 1 or stage 2 tune before going turbo, because it'll just wake up the car a little bit and I can have fun driving it until I piece together the turbo kit. Because if you guys didn't know, some companies in the past did make turbo kits, like C2. I think JDL also made a turbo kit, and then they kind of stopped doing it. So other companies now, like one of the most known companies now that are making turbo parts for these cars is SPA, like I mentioned before in the video. They have a very affordable turbo manifold. They have a very affordable intake manifold. So I think I'm going to go that route if I do end up going that route of turbo. And then the good thing is a lot of people have found success with very cheap, like Chinese cheap turbos. And I think that's the route I'm going to take, because I could spend $200 on a turbo. If it lasts me 5,000, 10,000 miles, which some people have, and it blows, spend another 200 bucks, get another one, and continue the cycle. If it really is like poor and I go through a couple of them at that price point, obviously it would be better to go with like a Precision or like a Garrett or something like that would last, obviously. But you know, I want to do this right, but it would be nice to do it on a budget as well. And since people have been getting good results with those turbos, I think I'm willing to take a risk on that. Intake piping for the intercooler, I'm probably gonna have to do that custom. I'm not 100% sure, and the downpipe is gonna have to be made custom as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna do more research as I get more into it, but I already know, again, the manifolds that I'm gonna go with. And then after that, it's kind of just piecing everything together, running lines, running the drain lines, and then going to UM and tuning the car. Most likely, I'm gonna go to UM's shop, because they are in Connecticut, and as you guys know, I'm in Jersey, so they're not that far from me. I could get it tuned by Jeff in person, which would be really cool. And Jeff is basically like the man when it comes to tuning this platform for boost on a stock ECU. I'm gonna keep the stock ECU. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I would probably running like 10 to 12 pounds max. People make easily over 300 horsepower on those setups, and I think that would be more than enough for this car. I know some people online that are running 18 to 20 psi, but at that point you're on limited time. The engine will not last. You're gonna blow, you know, a fucking rod through the bottom of the block, and I'm just trying not to do something like that. So we'll see. Now we're just cruising, trying to find like a little parking lot where I could just kind of like put the car in the middle so I could show you guys. I don't want to like interfere with street traffic and stuff like that. I want to pop the hood to show you guys as well, like that everything is really clean, and I'll show you guys the little imperfections of the interior. I mean, again, it's like, what is the saying? It's like, it's better to drive like a slow car fast than a fast car slow, or something like that. I think that's what makes Miatas fast as well, because you could drive a Miata to its limit and it's not going to get you in trouble. And I think that's what I'm enjoying about this car right now, is I can put my foot down and I'm not going to get in trouble with this car. Whereas the S3, I put my foot down in second or third gear, and in 2 seconds, you're already gonna put yourself in trouble, get pulled over. You know, that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I got something else like on a different spectrum than that car. This is the complete opposite. I already have a fast car. I didn't need another very fast car for now while I enjoy this the way it is. So for me, I kind of enjoy being able to just, you know, rev it out like that, and I don't really go anywhere. No offense to these 07K owners, like obviously guys, like I had one for years. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I also dailied one for a while after. I bought another one and I dailied it for like 2 years. Then I actually ended up giving that to my dad because he needed a car, and he drove that thing for like 5 years after. And the crazy part is, back then, I bought the car with like 110, 115,000 miles on it, and I paid $2,800 for that car. The only thing that car needed in like the 6 or 7 year ownership between both of us was a battery. That car was phenomenal. We ended up selling it with like 174,000 miles on it, and it drove just as good as this did, honestly. So that's why I'm not afraid of anything happening to this platform. And guys, the best thing is, if something were to happen to this car, like I blow the engine or something like that, you could get a low mileage 2.5 liter for literally $500-600 online. Just throw another one in, you're $1,000 into it with labor, and go again. So I'm not even worried if something happens to this engine. So, you know, we're gonna have fun with it. If something happens, it happens. I'll give you guys a little rip down this road so I can unleash my 5-cylinder Fury. I'm not gonna redline it yet, but I mean, guys, like, it's slow, but it's a fun slow, and I think that's what I like about it. It is a fun slow. I'm not gonna lie. It's not, I was gonna say it gives me Miata vibes. Obviously this does not drive like a Miata, but it makes me reminisce on my Miata when I would just drive it around, foot to the floor, and it was just fun because you could drive the car at its limit and you're not getting yourself in trouble. And I think that's what I'm loving about driving this car for the past couple of days, is that you legit, again, cannot get in trouble with this car unless you're obviously gonna speed like crazy. But if you want to do a first, a second, a third, like you're not gonna be going fast enough to get yourself in any trouble. let me turn around here and do one more little pull for you guys, and then we'll show you guys the entire car, and that'll be it. I'm just enjoying myself. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this platform as well. It would be fun to build it. I don't see a lot of people doing stuff with it, so they're very rev happy. I think that's what I like about it. This thing with a 6-speed swap, which is what I'm planning to do if I do go turbo, is going to be phenomenal. Honestly, that completely transforms the car. See, like, man, I miss these cars. They're slow, but they're fun. They're slow, but they're fun. Oh, this is going to sound really good with an exhaust, too. I can't wait to get an exhaust. That might be my first mod, opening it up a little bit. Ooh, that's going to sound good. I love this platform, I really do. Okay guys, so here we go. Here's the Rabbit. It's gray, obviously a two-door like I said. Stock steel wheels. Obviously a lot of these things are going to change, but I'm going to show you around the car, show you like all the little like imperfections. Nothing crazy. The car is actually very clean. I have it running because it's super hot out today. The front bumper has like a little scuff right there, but again, nothing too crazy. Another little one right here, but again, I'm not really crazy about that. It's not a big deal. We're going to come around the car, no like dents or anything that I really notice. Kind of in the shade again to try and stay cool, but again, I really do like it. The rear. I'm going to show you guys the inside too. Again, hopefully the AC isn't too crazy, but we have the inside of the car. Obviously it's a 5-speed. Let me show you the mileage. There we go. 41,193. This looks like a 7. There's like a weird like dead like line pixel there. There's a couple, not a big deal, but that's a 1, not a 7, guys. So just so you're aware of that, not a big deal. Interior, for the most part, is pretty clean. The one thing that these cars suffer from, and most Volkswagens do, is the saggy like liners. Like this is the door panels. They're a little saggy, but or like puffy, but it's not really a big deal. These could always get redone. The headliner, surprisingly though, has no sag to it at all. The back seats look like they've never even been sat in, to be honest with you. My camera stuff there, but very basic Mark V interior. I'll show you the engine too, because you guys probably want to see that, maybe. Let me show you guys the engine, and we have the famous 07K engine. It's very clean, guys. Not much to see under here either anyway. So, but very clean. And that's pretty much it. There's not much to show. Again, this is a base model Rabbit, so not much you could really talk about with it. But one thing I'm going to do, I still have a head unit from my Mark 6 in the past, so I'm going to throw that into here because this is very basic, at least to give a little bit of, I don't know, Bluetooth connectivity and all that stuff, because this isn't Bluetooth or anything. And again, no heated seats or anything like that. 5-speed, not much more, guys. But anyways, guys, that's going to conclude the video. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, I'm really excited about this. It's a cheap platform to get into, super reliable, and you can make them fun. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And I want to make my teenage self scream like of happiness, because again, I'm really excited to get this started. It's already been fun driving it the past couple days. I love it so far. I miss being in one. And again, if you guys want in the comments, let me know what direction to take this in. Should I boost it, or should I do like a full bolt-on NA setup to get maybe around 190, 200 horsepower? I don't know. It's kind of hard to make power out of these cars with normal bolt-ons and no like forced induction, because there's not much you could do with them. But could make them a little quicker, sound better. I could do something like that where it's more of like a handling car. Take this to some back roads, put on some good sway bars, good suspension, and do something like that. I could do that, but I'm really leaning towards the turbo. I really am. When I was younger, I would always talk to my friends about like boosting like my car, and obviously it wasn't doable at the time. There wasn't enough money. There wasn't enough like research either about it. Some people had it done, but it wasn't like great. But now like the people are really getting into them. They're lasting, they're reliable. I'm ready to like kind of do something like that. And I think that's the direction I'm going to be going in. It's not going to make crazy horsepower over 300. I can still make it a handling car. It'll sound good. It'll be quick. I don't know. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for such a small, like, basic car to, like, start modifying another car. And the S3 videos are still going to be coming too, guys. I have a couple little things for the Tiguan too. But the S3 we're going to be, again, I mentioned in the other video, got to install the new downpipe on that car. There's a couple little different things that I want to do with it, change my wheel and tire setup, things like that. So those videos are not done. I'm still going to be modifying the S3. We're still going to be racing it. I want to go faster than I did last year. I wanted to go into the mid to low 10s if that's possible. And this car, we're going to see where it takes us. Honestly, I'm excited, guys. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully this is a platform that you guys are interested in. Maybe I could put some more stuff out there for you guys to like understand. And I'll just be posting the videos anyway. And again, it is what it is. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.